I've made over $1 million from video production, and I want to prove to you that you don't need any money to get started and grow your business. Over the next 72 hours, I'm gonna be starting a brand new production company from $0, and I'm gonna leverage AI to get us some paying clients. And to make the challenge even harder, I'm not even gonna use a portfolio, so that I can show you the step-by-step process I take to start and grow a business so that you can get results no matter your background, no matter your investment, so that anyone watching this can follow their dream of running a full-time video production company. Okay, so we've got a big challenge ahead of ourselves. And what I've done here is I've created a Figma board, which basically goes through all the steps that I believe you need to take in order to run a successful business. Now, of course, we have a limited amount of time to make this business successful and start generating money by using no investment and leveraging some AI. So we're gonna have to skip some steps throughout this process. I'm also gonna be recording for hours at a time. So I'm gonna ask the editors just to trim through any of the stuff that isn't relevant, and just so that when you watch this, you're watching the most impactful bits of information. So let me run through the plan of action, and then we can get straight into this, because I already feel the pressure of the fact that time is ticking. So look, the first thing is building a business. We're gonna kind of start to establish this over today, maybe even move into brand building as well. So these are things like establishing a niche, services, looking at benefits and advantages, tone of voice, vision, mission, who your ideal customer is. Then once we've got that, we can start to focus on building out our brands. That's things like our marketing material, our website, email addresses, things like that. Then it moves into one of the most important points, which is sales. And that always starts with then lead generation. There's 100 different campaigns that we can try and run, and I'll go through with you what ones are gonna get us the quickest results later on in this series. And everything basically leads to a discovery call. On that discovery call, we sell them the project, and there we go. That's how we're gonna generate our first paying client. Then it creates a bit of like a loop here as well, which any business should have, which is why this series is gonna be relevant to people who have been going for a few years and looking for better ways to run their business more efficiently. And of course, this is built on the background of my own video production company that's generated millions in sales, and we work for clients all over the world, or certainly now my team does as well, which is really awesome. So once you've got the project, we obviously go to the production process, which we can also use for marketing, which then fuels our marketing kind of inbound lead, which leads us into a discovery call, which gets us more projects. But obviously then we go down that whole process of deliverables, moving them onto a year-long retainer by signing them onto a content plan or having discussions with them about future projects. And again, everything leads back into this loop. And this is what builds a really healthy business, or what I've discovered through my years of growing our own production company. So let's get straight into this today. So we're going to be looking to start with business building and finding kind of a niche that works, because if we start here, the name, logo, website, everything can derive from what we want to do moving forward. And what I'm going to do is quickly just create a Google Doc where I've got the business plan, so I can kind of start to map out a bit of a to-do list, or just do these things as we go as well. So when we think about a niche, it doesn't always have to be an industry. And actually, one of my bits of advice to creative people is not actually starting with a niche straight away, because you have no idea if it's going to make any money. You don't have a portfolio or background in that at all. So until you become more established and work out the kind of things you're good at, and kind of work out, having a niche is all about understanding that audience, speaking their language, and actually then having a best chance of success. When you're starting out or starting a business, particularly with me right now with no portfolio, I need to look at like, okay, so what kind of problems am I going to be solving? So when I talk about niche, I'm really going to be going quite broad here, but I know I'm certainly going to be going over small business owners. Because with small business owners, they're going to be our lowest hanging fruit, right? They're going to be the people that have got a little bit of money to spend, but are willing to take a bit more risks. I can't go over to big companies and basically say to them, do you want to work together, if I've got no track record and no portfolio? So I'm going to start with what we call a lowest hanging fruit, the easiest sales that we can get. So I'm going to go over small business owners, particularly in the local area, and I'm going to see what we manage to do there as well. So the next point on here is going to be our services. What kind of things are we offering? So services is really easy, because most of you know that already. So video content for website and social media. And then also we're going to be doing photography. I think if you can do both, I think it's really good, especially if you're starting out, because businesses at the moment, we've noticed a big shift towards photography, and it's a much easier sell into them as well. It's lower ticket compared to video content, but it could be a way to get into the door, into these businesses, or have a conversation about photography and then upsell video content onto that as well, maybe as we look into that as time goes on. Benefits and advantages. By the way, so many people skip this step when they are building a business, and this is probably one of the most important steps, is actually building out the foundations to which everything else it relies upon. Because if we go straight into name, logo, website, we're then not really talking to specific people, and we don't really know what challenges we're solving for them. There is actually a really good AI tool that I'm actually just going to use right now, and then that's called Founder Pal. But this is basically, I'm getting a couple of steps ahead of ourselves now, but over on our plan, this is our ICP, and ICP is an ideal customer persona. It's what we base our business around. That what does that ideal customer actually look like? So I am kind of jumping ahead here, but again, I really want to today make as much headway through this as I can. I also obviously am running my other businesses as we do this. So I know I've got a couple of meetings today that I need to leave for as well, and then come back to. So I've tried to keep my meetings to a minimum, but it's impossible when you're running like 4 businesses. So your business is videography or video content or something like that. It's fine. And then your target audience segment is going to be small local business owners. This is pretty broad. Again, over time, we can niche this down more, but we don't really have the luxury of doing that. When we get into the sales thing, I'm already got some ideas of some niches and how I'm going to approach that. There's going to be a whole bunch of value when I get onto that point, but I'm trying not to jump ahead because, that's just, keeping in mind what I know. So it creates a persona. So here I've got Sarah. Sarah's a small business owner who runs a cozy cafe in the heart of the city. She struggles with engaging video content to promote her business and social media. So yeah, that sounds like a good kind of person that we would want to target. The problems that people like Sarah or small business owners face is creating high quality content to showcase the unique atmosphere of a cafe and effectively reach her target audience. The pains that she faces is missed opportunities for reaching potential customers, low online engagement. This is probably a huge thing. Knowing businesses quite well, low online engagement is maybe a route that we can really pull from here, is like increase your engagement like with your audience as well. Brand awareness. Now, really, brand awareness is actually not what businesses want. They actually often want brand engagement, but the term brand awareness is so overused that we will just use that same thing. But actually what they're looking for is that engagement. So great stuff. Sarah wants to effectively showcase her business for all intents and purposes through engaging video content, ultimately increasing customer loyalty and traffic as well. It's also got some other benefits here which I was getting onto, which is increased online engagement and reach on social media platforms, improved brand awareness and recognition in the local community, enhanced customer loyalty and repeat business. So I'm just going to actually take these here because we're going to use these when we build out the sales strategy later on. Otherwise, we don't know what we're saying. So and by the way, difference between like benefits when you think about this. By the way, my spelling's terrible, but you don't need to spell good to run a successful business, that's for sure. So if you think about it like this, if you've got a mobile phone, then that's the actual product, that's the kind of service, right? That's the thing. A benefit of having a mobile phone is that you can phone people when you're in an emergency. The advantage of having an iPhone over a different type of phone is that you can have, Find My iPhone, or you can have, iMessenger and all stuff like that. When you start to think about your business on those levels, it actually means that you're not just selling video content like everyone else in the industry, and you're then just going to blend in. It helps you to really stand out and actually talk the language of the things that they're looking for. No one wants to buy video content. No one wants to buy photography, but actually, that they're gonna, what they want are the results. So we need to be results focused here. Founder Power gets you a good way there, but again, I would do some market research if you've got more time. But we don't have time to do this. So let's just go with this. So trigger. Why do they all of a sudden want video marketing? Competitors' viral videos. So this is really key actually here. So we're going to lean into this in our strategy later on for sales. So trigger, importance of video marketing. Yeah, cool. Small businesses often can feel like they're falling behind, especially when their competitors are just constantly like in the forefront of people's minds. So we'll lean into that as well as a pain point. Barriers, production and costs isn't going to be too much of a problem because we're starting out as a beginner. Lack of technical skills, we can do that. Skepticism about the return of investment. This is something that we could get into as well. But again, I've got no portfolio, and this is where actually, if anyone's got a case study, if you've already got clients, do a quick case study on them, like what position were they in, what position are they in now, having used your services, and then this helps handle this objection about skepticism or return on investment. Okay, cool. So we're through this part already, which is good. So tone of voice is going to be key. How do we want to sound? Do we want to be big, bold, and brave? Do we want to be like, this is who we are, we create amazing content, we're going to do this? Or do we want to be softer, more kind of warming? Do we want to come across as really personal? So what I try and get people to do at this point is think about who would be your celebrity, who would be someone that's a celebrity figure that kind of is in line with your values and the things that you stand by. So let me I'll have a little think about this now. Okay. The only one that really comes to mind, to be honest with you, is Stephen Bartlett. I've spoken about him on the channel before because he is actually my production company is kind of, tone of voice as well. He is the only person that comes to mind, and that might just be a reflection of my personality and again, my beliefs and values and things like that. The reason that I think Stephen Bartlett is good because, not only has he been extremely successful in business, he has a lot of different revenue streams. He is a dragon on Dragon's Den, the UK version of Shark Tank, and he he speaks with conviction, he has confidence, he knows his stuff, he's an authority in the space, but he also shares compassion, he listens to people, he's not afraid to challenge people on their thinking, but ultimately to try and help them in the long run. So I think it's a very kind of helpful character. So let me just note these down now. Okay, cool. So there's a couple of buzzwords there. The reason you want to kind of do this, because it's going to help later on, especially we're not going to have time to probably do much marketing, but in the marketing sphere, it helps you really kind of write content, write posts, and make sure that you're coming across in the right sort of way. I've written down bold as well, and I think like already I'm going to start to kind of like just put like ideas in here as well, because ideas happen all the time, right? They don't just come to you when you think, oh, I'm going to think of an idea now. So I was thinking like bold content for businesses that want to stand out. So let's go back to our Figma board. Great. So we've kind of jumped back and forth ahead here as well. So vision and mission. So vision, what are we actually looking to achieve? We know kind of a bit more about what we're going to be doing now. Vision. So let's think about that. Where do I want to go? Where do I see this business? Well, I see this business being. So I think it's going to be something like we create content that enables small businesses to stand out. What you want to do here is like, and again, I just don't have time to spend, like, realistically, if you're doing all of this properly, you should spend a good few days on this in itself. Keep going back to it and making sure that you've got this right. I'm kind of having to leverage some of my past experience as well, but I think we want to create a statement that really encompasses like, why should they listen to you? Why should they come to you? Well, I'm going to be going after small businesses. So, having a statement piece that's we create content that enables small businesses to stand out, or we create content that enables small businesses to, have a one up on their competitors, whatever it is, really needs refining. But for now, I think I'm conscious that time is passing really, really quickly. So let's go on to mission. So mission here is, basically what is our mission to achieve. Now, again, we would think much bigger picture here, and maybe think about kind of like maybe even a 1 year or 5 year picture. Obviously, we're thinking about a 72 hour or way less than that now. Maybe to support at least one small business with video content to kickstart this business. I think that'll do for now. I also would like to see how many businesses we can get as well. And we're going to try different strategies as well. And you'll be certainly coming along on this journey as well through the things that will work well, and then the things that will inevitably fail at as well. You cannot learn from constantly succeeding. You have to fail in order to learn. And it's never truly failing if you learn from it and continue moving forward. It's only if you stop that's there's no other outcome. When you stop, then that's it. Like that's in what I would perceive as a failure. So we're going to keep going with this, and we're just going to try different things. Okay, so we have gone over really quickly this business building. This is the foundations of building out our business. And actually already I'm hoping that you guys can also see this. Like if I was just going to call my business a name, it is just a name at the end of the day, but it's actually now going to be way more meaningful. Now we've got an idea of what kind of business we're going to be, and how we're actually going to help people. Business success is solely based on your ability to convince people that you're going to be able to help them. It help them in one way or another. Kind of that's the foundations of having a business. So I think we've done a pretty good job of this. We've leveraged a little bit of AI. I'm going to get into more of that later on, particularly with sales as well. So let's go to the next point now, which is then into the brand building side of things. So now we can start to think of a name, and this is where I am just going to leverage ChatGPT as one of those things. Okay, so I have to appreciate that this is going to jump back and forth at times, because I'm obviously doing this live as we go. I am going to come back and visit all of these things in way more detail, particularly when we start to get towards more the sales element of this. And when we're looking at different campaigns, we're going to need to really double down on that niche. And that's when we're going to leverage AI a little bit more. And we are going to come back to this, but it's given me the foundations at the moment. And there are really 5 key things that you're going to experience when growing your business and moving forward, which can often feel like that saying of 1 step forward, kind of 2 steps back. First of all is your goals. You need to set those goals to get an idea and make sure you're going in that right direction. Those goals are going to be followed by problems. There's no doubt. You're not always going to get it right first time. When those problems arise, this is where it starts to feel like you're going back. And that's where a diagnosis phase starts to come in. With that diagnosis phase, you need to identify the root cause of those problems. If you don't get to the bottom of what's causing that, then you're going to probably just keep experiencing that same problem. So it's all about getting to that root cause, and there's loads of strategies to help with this as well. So for instance, just ask yourself the reason why 5 times. So when you've got a problem, why does that problem exist? It exists because of X, Y, Z. Why does that exist? Well, because of this. Why does that exist? Because of this, etc. Then you actually get to the root cause. After that, it goes back to kind of design or develop, where we're actually looking to, okay, right, this was where we're going at in the line with our business. This is the goal we wanted to achieve, but actually it didn't work. This is what we learned from it. This is going to be the redesign, redevelop stage. Then sometimes it leads on to another problem and it loops around, or it then goes forward to the point of just doing it. And that's the last stage, is actually, just implementing this thing, get it going, move forward, and that's when your business starts to generate that traction. And we're going to experience this, no doubt, as we go through this process. So I will come back to these more in a moment, but what I want to do is I want to take all of these things that we've written down so far, I want to go over to ChatGPT and I want to give it some rules. I want to say, can you come up with a name for my video production company? And we want to give it some rules here as well. So rules: 1, can't be cheesy. 2, we want it to sound like something Stephen Bartlett created. And let's see what it comes up with. I can give it some more. Parameters in a moment. Okay, it's done a terrible job. How about Urban Lens Productions? It embodies the urban modern vibe. Not one that's going to hit with me, thank you. Let's go. Give me 20 more. So, by the way, I want to create a business name because thinking about a long-term vision here. I used to be rosswelch.tv, and then I learned very quickly that my clients only expect to deal with me, and I've just created a job for myself. Like, this business only revolves around me. And if you want to create something bigger than just yourself and something that can continue running by itself, or that you can sell, or whatever you decide to do with your business, then in order for it to be bigger than you, it can't rely on just you. So that's where we started to think about, okay, different names, and started to position things as a video production company. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, Ross, a production company needs multiple people in it. I would argue differently. I know people in London that are big production companies, and there's literally just, 2 co-founders, and they outsource all the other stuff to freelancers. So for me, it's all about a positioning thing. I want to position myself as a production company, and who knows, we might even give this business away at some point in the future. So I've gone through here. There's some kind of okay ones actually. So got Pixel Pioneer Studios, Vision Vanguard, maybe not, or Vision Media, Spark Shift. Okay, I'm just gonna. I do like this Pixel Pioneer. I'm just gonna go back to what are these guys looking for? Small businesses, customer loyalty, repeat business, engagement, brand awareness. Let's see what it comes up with. Can you do something around engagement or brand awareness? Cool, nice. Brand Boost Studios, that's sick. Yeah, I like that. Brand Boost Studios. I think that's awesome. I like that. I'm going that. Hopefully you guys are happy with that too. We've got a name. I'm gonna be late for a meeting, so I need to jump off right now, and I'll be right back and we'll finish this off. All right, we're back. So it's hard juggling all these businesses as if I need to start another one. But anyway, here we go. That was a really good call with a client actually about some upcoming projects and some strategic partnership opportunities, which is really cool. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get head back into this. So Brand Boost Studio or Brand Boost Studios is what we're going to go with. And the next point of the funnel, to remind myself, is right. Now we've got the name, we can start to build out a logo for this. Sorry, I've also just had a snack, so I've got stuff in my teeth. You can tell that this is live. So let's go into the logo section now, and then we'll start to build out the website, email address, etc., etc. You want to try like a few of these, to be fair. And I think what holds a lot of businesses back, by the way, from getting started is quite simply that they try and do everything properly. And sometimes in business, you just got to get going, generate some money, then figure it out later on. Everyone wants to make it perfect before they actually move on to the next stage, but you're making something perfect that you don't know is going to work or not, if it's going to connect with people. And like I said, I started out as rosswelch.tv, and then we changed it. We've changed our logo and branding and so on and so forth, and we will do again in the future. So keeping all of this stuff in mind, sometimes just getting started is the best thing here as well. If you can just do me one favor, by the way, if you're getting any value out of this series so far, can you just make sure you're subscribed? That's the only thing I'd ask for, because by you subscribing actually gives us an indication of how valuable these videos are or not, and what ones we should do more of. So please let me know, I'd really appreciate that. So let's go to Looker Free Logo Maker. Let's just accept cookies, why not? Enter company name, and we were going with What are we doing? Brand boost. Brand boost studios. There we go. Let's do that. Let's make a logo. It's probably gonna get me to log in, I would have thought. Right, cool. We got there in the end, finally. What's this? Oh, here we go. Fine. So say where are the logos? Brand boost shoes. That looks okay. I mean, I figured the AI stuff was going to be pretty much there. I mean, the other thing you can look at as well is Fiverr.com. You can find a freelancer on Fiverr. If I just put in logo, there's going to be loads of people on here that can literally do a logo for super cheap for you as well. There's a lot that goes into a good logo, but you don't need to pay the earth, especially when it's a business that you're just trying to figure out. We just want to make it look legit, because by not doing, I'm not going to have a portfolio to leverage when we're trying to get sales. So I need to make sure that I do this stuff really well, so that my lack of portfolio doesn't seem like it's missing. But anyway, I haven't got any money to spend because we're doing this with $0. But I would probably have a little look on Fiverr. Would be a good bet. Let's see what Looker came up with in the end. Oh, that one's not too bad. It just looks a bit. Okay, let's see what the other designers say really quickly. Oh, okay. So logoai.com has actually done a way better job. This is a bit more, I guess, what we wanted, or just looks a bit legit. Oh, I don't believe it. There's a mark on the ceiling up there. You've got to pay for these, and I don't have any money to pay for it. I like this one. I thought it was cool. I think there's some other cool ones as well. But you have to pay for it, which is a killer. I didn't actually realize that at all. Let's see if this one, brand mark, is another one as well. Basic one time. Okay, so it's not free. So okay, these will come up with some cool ideas. I tell you where is free though, Canva.com. Now I'm going to be completely clear. I do pay for Canva Premium, but I'm not going to use any of the pro templates. I'm just going to use the basic one. So I'm just going to, that would be free to any of you guys. So I'm going to put logo. Let's open up some of these then that are fine to use. Okay, for the time being, I'm just going to go with the ones I got because I'm just running out of time today as well, and I need to actually get this done. So I'm going to go to customize this template. Let's have a little play around with this. This one as well. It gives you other ones that are like it. Let's go customize this template. Let's bring that over here. And let's go to this one. What you want to do is when you're doing any design stuff or you're building this out is really just get some ideas and just work on some ideas to begin with. Tell you what, I'm going to fast forward ahead. I'm going to try out some designs. I'll show you what I'm going to choose in a second. Okay, so I think we're getting there with it. I'm just really conscious about time. We don't have that long left in the day. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just call it there. I'm going to pick my favorite one and make some adaptations to it later on. I was looking at loads of other different ideas for different logos, and I kind of gone down the route of this one for Brand Boost Studios, or this one here as well. Now, I think if we're going to be bold, we're going to be like, yes, we're going to get you results, we're going to get you to stand out. I think this one probably does that better. This one seems a little bit nicer, softer. I don't know if we're going to be a soft brand. So I think, although I really like this arrow, I think this is where I'm going to go for. We'll start with this and we'll go from there. So what I need to do is just get this exporting, and then we'll go on to the next point, which is going to be onto the website. And again, we're going to leverage some AI to save some time. So for the website, I'm going to use Web 10, which is an AI website. I'm conscious that it might try and charge us when we come to launch it, but let's take a little look at that. I'm hoping to take full advantage of the free trial, and then hopefully in that time, well, certainly if they're giving us a 7-day free trial or 14-day free trial, then we're aiming to sign some clients in the next 3 days. Well, less than that now, basically almost 2 days. So I can't crack on with this. Let's get started for free and let's see what happens. And straight away, I've come into, obviously I need to sign up, but I need an email address. Now, I'm going to go against the advice that I give everyone, and that is you need to get a proper email address. You know, you should always have your name, so like Ross, then at business name, .com or whatever, because that makes you look like a professional business, way more legit. You take yourself way more seriously. I don't want to do all this without spending money, even though that's not going to cost me more than $10. The domain name itself, to own the website URL, is probably going to cost me like $1 or like maybe $5 at the most. They do a lot of offers for like 99 cents, etc. Or if you're in the UK, 99 pence. And then Gmail costs like, I think it's like £3 a month or something like that. Again, probably about $5. So I'm going to try and do all of this without that, and hopefully you can get some results by. I've got a few strategies up my sleeve that I want to share with you when we get into this point. But before we move into that next next stage of the process, I'm going to head over to Outlook and then just sign myself up with a free email address. So we'll call it boostbrandstudios@outlook.com. Yeah, let's do Outlook. I'm such an idiot. I have literally just called this Boost Brand and it's Brand Boost. Oh my God. Let me go back and change that if I can. Okay, right, we've done it. So finally, I just set up a brand new email address. That was my bad. Cool. So next, we want to go over and create a free account over here. So now we can use... Right, so I've logged into the AI web builder, and as I thought, it gives you 7 days free and then charges you after that point. So we're going to utilize that free period to make sure we get some sales in the next part of this process. Do us a favor, if you're not subscribed, please make sure you've clicked that subscribe button already, and let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this series so far. What's been your aha moment, the things you didn't realize, or what's been your favorite things? I would love to know below, and I'll try and reply to as many of you as possible as well. It just really helps keep the channel going, because engagement's good for the algorithm, as you guys know that already. What we're gonna do is we're gonna click on proceed here. We're gonna call it store name, which is weird because it's not a store. So we're obviously going to type in Brand Boost Studios. Let's do this. I don't know if I need to capitalize these or not, but there we go. Subdomain would be Brand Boost Studios. Is it going to let me do that? Or Brand... This is where as well, having a domain name that is like brandbooststudios.com is going to be way better than what we're going to have, which is brandbooststudios.10web.site. This isn't the best optimized thing, but anyway, it will do. Why choose a data center for your website? Okay, I don't know, this maybe. Let's see what happens. Oh man, these things taking so long is going to be a killer in this process. It's already been such a long day. I'm just waiting. I really want to get this done up to this point where like tomorrow we can just focus on sales and generating some income with a bit of luck. But we've got to do this stuff first. Otherwise there'll be no hope. Okay, let's hope that this isn't it. Choose a free custom domain. Let's do this. Let's see if we can get our custom domain. Find and claim brand-based studios. Boost brand-based. Can you tell it's been a long day? Brandbooststudios.co. Oh, here we go. Brandbooststudios.com. Available free. Get it free with your plan for the first year. Let's do that then. Right, so the good thing is we've got a email address that we wanted. What I would usually do now is change the DNS records and set up these MX records to link it to my Gmail or Outlook account. So then I can actually have ross@brandbooststudios.com. But that's going to cost me on their end as well. So I'm actually not going to do that. Yeah, it's going to cost me, so I'm not going to do that. So, okay, let's just go back to the initial plan. At least we've got a website. That's going to come in handy when we get into our sales point in a minute as well. So let's go have a look at what this website looks like. And let's go to AI Builder. Generate with AI. Here we go. This is what I wanted to get into. Cool. So type of your business. Let's go, well, production companies. Oh, I was just there. Production company. There you go. Sweet. Let's do that. Click on next. Let's go enter company name, Brand Boost Studios. Describe your company. We can use our strap line for this. This is why it starts to become way more efficient if you do the following steps, earlier on, like this business building stuff, because now we've got the foundations. We know exactly when we come to do this stuff, who we're talking to, what we're going to say, and it speeds up the whole entire process. So I've got too many tabs open at the moment. Let me close some of these down. Actually, I'll leave them open just in case I need them. I get scared when I'm closing tabs. Elevate your brand, boost your reach. We help small... Well, actually, do you know what? Did I not come up with a thing? We create content. That's for our vision. Let's just try and give it as much information as we can here. I don't know what kind of job it's going to do. Okay, right. I've just given it all of that information. Let's see what happens. Yeah, AI nailed it. Yeah, service 1, video production, photography services, social media content, finalize. See what happens. Right, we're up. Here we go. Preview and edit. Let's see what AI has managed to do for us. Cool. So we've got Brand Boost Studios. We can upload our logo from earlier on here. We've got services about us. Elevate your brand with professional video content. Welcome to Brand Boost Studios, where we specialize in creating bold, engaging, and high-quality video content for small businesses. Our mission is to help you stand out in your local community and beyond by producing content that elevates your brand and boosts your reach. From social media content to professional photography and video production, we offer a range of services to meet your unique needs with a focus on excellence and attention to detail. We are your trusted partner in creating content that resonates with your audience and drives business growth. That's pretty good. Quite wordy, and I'm going to probably change this layout a little bit, but pretty decent on the whole there as well. Let's change this stock image. Services we provide: video production. We create visually stunning, engaging, and impactful videos that tell your brand story and inspire your audience to take action. Photography service. We capture the essence of your brand through stunning professional photography. Great stuff. Placeholder we can get rid of. Social media content. We create compelling and engaging video content that captures brand's essence. This is really good, actually. This has saved me so much time, because I don't know about you, I'm not very good when it comes to words and articulating things. So this has done a fantastic job already. Bridging the gap, a tale of two neighborhoods. Discover how we use the power of video to bring two distinct communities together. Okay, we can't lie on this website. Small business spotlight, the art of baking. Learn how video production, social media content helps a small baking business. But this has given me ideas for sales, though. This is actually exciting me, even after such a long day. Subscribe to our newsletter. We'll do that as like a call to action. Okay, so the services page basically just says a bit more of the services we provide. Yeah, great. Okay, I think this has done a fantastic job. What I'm going to do now is I am going to spend the rest of the day refining this, just making sure it all flows nicely, because by not having a portfolio, I need to leverage this website, because it's going to be the only bit of proof that I'm a real business and that people can trust me with their money, and they'll pay me for my services. So leave it with me, and then I'll show you what this looks like in a second. All right, guys. So the camera died, which is fantastic, but it has been an extremely long day, but we are there with it now. And let me quickly show you what this looks like. So when now we start the sales process, they're going to come over to this website, which I think looks pretty sick, actually. Brand Boost Studios. Let's talk. This video should be playing, so God knows why it's not. None of my other videos are playing. Oh God, what's going on? Okay, so give me a second. Okay, awesome, all resolved. So we have created this website, which I'm pretty proud of, to be fair. I've spent a bit longer on it than I really would have liked to. And I just kept going back to the stuff that we had been doing right at the start of this video, this business building stuff, going to that business plan, and just kind of, again, just revisiting what are the key points, not thinking about me and what I want to say, starting to think about the small business owner that lands on this website. And just before I go through this website and give you some of the AI tools I use to really bring it to life, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you have watched this far and you're not subscribed, That really doesn't help us. And I would really appreciate it if you could, or just make sure you're subscribed. If you put the notification bell on, you'll know every time we release a video. And it's our mission to give more away for free than most people would have you pay for. So I truly hope you get as much value out of this video as you possibly can. And if that is you, you're sitting there nodding your head saying, yes, Ross, this has been a good video so far, obviously day one of the series, then please drop us a comment below. It really helps with the engagement, and I'll try and reply to as many of you as possible. This website, what have we done to it so far? So I've actually just created it as a one-page website. I didn't want the fact that we don't have a portfolio to kind of come through this and basically give the end user, this small business that's reading this, just limited information, but that gets straight to the point. I actually went over to a couple of websites to create this video. This is just stock imagery. Now, if we were doing this properly and I had a couple of extra days, then what I would do is I would go out, I'd speak to businesses, I would do a swap strategy, or I'd do some content for free to build out that portfolio because it's really important. But I don't have the luxury of doing that. So I've used some stock footage, and I'm gonna, if this was my business, after we've made some sales, I would start to then replace it with the content that I'm actually shooting. What's really important for anyone to understand is if you're using stock footage, it has to fit in line with the content that you're going to be producing. When I went through some of the websites I'll share with you in a minute, I was actually trying to find content that didn't look that great or looked, average, so that it would fit in with what we're trying to do. The worst thing I see is when I work with video production company owners or videographers through my academy, we actually see that they're using stock imagery, or they're saying they work with these brands that are massive brands, and there's a big disconnect between what the audience are seeing and what you're saying. And that's really key, because if there's a disconnect there, they won't use you. So when we talk about doing spec work, or we talk about using basically stock footage, it needs to fit in with your brand and what you're actually able to do in line with what you're saying. So the couple of websites I used for that was Pixels. They had loads of free content on there. Also Pixabay, and then finally went over to Canva and actually created the video inside Canva here as well, and was able to just put the text on there along with our logo, and that's what we uploaded to the website. We kept the text about introduction to who we were. They've got all of these buttons, let's talk everywhere, because that's what we want to do. We just want to get a discovery call. So those buttons need to be everywhere. We're thinking about the sales journey. Basically, are they in the right place? When they come onto the website, are they in the right place? And then if they're looking for video production, then this instantly should talk to them and say, hey, we work for small businesses like you. We're going to help you stand out. So they know they're in the right place. So then logically, they start to read about the next thing. They start to understand the services. I would then back it up with testimonials, portfolio, to show them that we can deliver on what we're saying. But I don't have that luxury, so let's keep our fingers crossed for the sales aspect. We help small businesses like you, again, just hitting that home. And then we've got video production, photography services, social media content, and video editing as well. Again, just trying to keep everything in that kind of like low end bracket. Just started my business, don't have a background in this. So, just trying to kind of keep it organic and authentic where possible. Finally, the bottom of every website should have a contact form. If someone's landed on your page, and they've gone all the way to the bottom, then they're clearly somewhat interested. You just need to get them to enter this in. So they give you your details, press send, or if they click on any of the let's talk buttons, maybe they only come so far down the page and they're like, yep, I actually want to have a chat with these guys. Then this will take them straight through to, again, just a contact form that they can fill out right now. So we have covered a lot today, and it's been an extremely long day. We have gone over the whole business building section. We've gone through that. Although quickly, we've covered it and we've worked out that it's important because that's the foundations to build our business from. And we're going to really need that in our next sales process tomorrow. Then we've started to build out the brand, something that I was kind of hoping that we would get done today. And of course we did, but I was kind of a little bit worried because these things can often take a lot longer than you think. I'm not going to do social pages because I've got no content to post and nothing to back it up with. So I'm going to just focus on what we've got at the moment. So we came up with a name, logo, website, email address. And tomorrow I'm excited because the first thing we're going to do is jump straight into sales and start to figure out how are we going to get someone to pay us when we haven't spent $1 on our video production company just yet. So make sure you watch tomorrow's video. If it's already out, it'll be linked right here. So click that now, go watch it. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
But to charge the people 450 only just make a picture and travel to London, yeah, I think it's ridiculous
So
price.